Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final parts of my Resident Evil Real Survival, No Damage, Best Ending walkthrough with Jill Valentine. So right now, you're going to want to put away the ink ribbon, obviously, and pick up the grenade launcher. So right now, we are leaving the mansion for good. We will never be coming back here again in this playthrough of the game. So if there's anything that you may have wanted to do at this point in the game, but didn't have a chance to do it just yet, this is the time to do it, because after this, there's no turning back. However, for me in this situation, I am never coming back to the mansion, so yes. So right now we are running to the area where we placed the two stone and metal objects, and we are going to finally be going through those doors that are in the main hall of the mansion, which is something that I think is quite appropriate. The area that you first start in is the area that you need to go to in order to actually escape from this mansion. So I think that was pretty cool that they did that. But in any case, once we go through here, we are going to be encountering Lisa again, as you can hear. Wonder what's on the other side of that door. So the reason that it says that is because they expect that you actually clicked on this door like way earlier in the game, and that's usually what it says when you first come in here and you know, check out that door. But since we never checked the door out, that text is still there. But obviously by this point Jill knows what that sound would be. So yeah. So in this section we actually have a little bit of a choice. So yes, in order to get the best ending, you are going to want to choose what I do. But I will explain further in a moment. So right here, you want to give the gun back to Barry. If you don't give it back to Barry, then he will die, and yeah, you will not be able to get the best ending in the game. So when doing this boss battle, you're going to want to push the bottom right pillar or rock thing first, then the bottom left one. That actually seems to cause Barry to actually shoot this monster far more than usual. However, something that you need to be aware of is Barry can actually die during this battle, so make sure that the monster doesn't get too close to him. However, if you push these down the way that I did, for the most part, Barry should not die here. He should not get knocked off, so he should be okay. So now that we push down all of those, I don't know, pillars, I guess, it reveals this monster's mother, her dead body, and she just takes the head and attempts to commit suicide, I suppose. So let's talk to Barry really quick, see what he has to say about this whole situation.
I don't believe that thing's really dead.
Yeah, you're probably right, Barry. So, now that the Lisa boss battle, I guess you could call it, is over and done with, we are finally going to be making our way to Umbrella's secret laboratory. And yes, quite awesome indeed. So again, you should have taken the mode disc with you. You should have taken the two final book volumes, or last book volumes. And at this point, you're going to want to examine the books, and inside of each of the books are medals. The first one you want to place is the wolf medal, and the second one that you want to place is actually the eagle medal, which will go over here. And yes, once you do this, you will gain access to the secret laboratory, which is awesome. I love the way these puzzles are in this game. I love that you're like opening these specific books to find things inside of, and I don't know, that's something that I really loved about these Resident Evil games. Again, they were just as much about exploration as they were about actual survival, which was a great thing in my view. But yes, in the original version of the game, that was actually the point where you had to switch discs, and I'm saying actually too much. But yes, that was the point in the game where you had to switch discs. The game was on 2 GameCube discs, so once you started going that elevator, it was like switch to disc 2. So I don't know. For me, it's kind of weird that you don't have to switch discs anymore. But yeah, so you're gonna want to place your shotgun shells in that item box. You can also save the game there if you want, but I opted not to. But yes, if you do save the game, be sure to place the ink ribbon inside of that item box as well. But yes, we are going to be needing our 3 spaces in our inventory, which is why I placed that shotgun ammo in that box specifically. And we will be able to pick up that ammunition a little later in this playthrough, or in this video. So you're going to want to knock out, or you know, decapitate most of these zombies. You don't have to do anything with this guy, really, because he usually roams around the stairs and he's not too hard to dodge. But the first 2 guys you likely want to take out at this point. If not, you can just use defensive items. However, if you do kill one of them without decapitating them, when we are escaping here, they will turn into Crimson Head zombies. So be very wary of that. That actually happens to me, and I actually have to dodge the zombie. So this zombie over here, you definitely want to kill. If you don't get a headshot there, then yeah, I don't know what to tell you. You're probably going to want to burn the zombie or do something, because we need to go through that area without anything to, you know, impede our progress because of something that happens later in the game, which you will be seeing quite soon. But in any case, for the most part, I think it's a very high chance that you will get a headshot there if you use the Magnum, so be sure to use the Magnum on that zombie specifically, so that you don't have to deal with him later. So, yes, to access this computer, the login is John, the password is Ada, which should be a very familiar character to people who are into Resident Evil, and the password here is Cell. Oddly enough, the old password was actually Mole here, in the original version of Resident Evil anyway. I think if you type in Mole there, you get like an Easter egg or something, but I don't remember. In any case, we're unlocking the doors through this computer, and now that we are done with this, we will be picking up a defensive item in here, which is one of the battery packs. Should be back here. And yes, it is. Quite nice indeed. I think, I don't know, I think depending on what difficulty it is, that item actually changes. I'm not sure, though. But, yes, so now that we unlock those doors, we're going to be going back upstairs to where those 3 zombies were. And we are going to be picking up the 2nd and 3rd mode discs, actually. So that will be quite nice. And once we have all the mode discs, we will be able to save the extra character that we need to in order to get the best ending in the game. So the 2nd mode disc should be over here on the table. And the 3rd mode disc will actually be in this room. And there's also a lab key that we will be getting in this room. That is the mode disc back there, but let's punch in the code, which is 8462. And this should unlock a secret doorway over here. Not so secret doorway, actually, because you can tell you can get in there somehow. But you don't know exactly how until you punch in the key code. Alright, so here is the lab key, and this is why we needed 3 spaces in our inventory, which is why we put away our shotgun ammo. So yes, now we will be using this lab key. It only unlocks 2 doors. But the 2 doors that it does unlock are very important, and do not worry about that zombie whatsoever. Again, he's one of the zombies that you don't really have to kill because he stays near the stairs. And as I said earlier, they cannot grab you while they are on the stairs. They can only vomit, and their vomit attack takes quite a lot of time to actually, I guess, produce its animation, so it's really easy to dodge. But in any case, this is the first door that you want to unlock with the lab key. This is a very interesting room. I really enjoy this, like all the sounds and everything. It's pretty crazy. So what you want to do is go through the vents, First you want to go through the vent that I just did, then run all the way to the right in this room, and then you're going to want to jump down here and... Hold on, I was going the wrong way, but yes, you want to jump down here and use the Mo disc on this security system passcode transmission device, as they call it. From here on out, I'll just call it the passcode device, because that is far too long of a name for this item. And actually, in the original version of this game, those devices actually looked like GameCubes, which was the console that this game initially released on. So that was pretty cool. So if you want to get some shotgun ammunition, be sure to go into the second vent right there, and you'll be able to pick up some more shotgun shells. We will be able to add that to the shotgun shells that we already dropped into that item box earlier, but we'll do that later. So now we want to leave this room, now that we used the Mo disc. And yes, using the Mo discs unlocks a special door. And of course you need all 3 Mo discs, and you need to use all 3 Mo discs in the passcode devices in order to completely unlock the door. And now we are done with the lab key. So, in here we will be running to the save room and saving the game. And we will also be picking up some incendiary rounds for our grenade launcher, which will be quite helpful in the coming battles. And of course there is a first aid spray here if you need it. However, obviously we do not, because this is a no damage playthrough. So let's combine the incendiary ammo with the grenade launcher, and let's save our game. Alrighty. So I don't know, for some reason I thought the save thing was over here, or the typewriter was on that side, but obviously it's on this side since it was in the front of the screen right there. But in any case, once we're done with that, just drop the ink ribbon over here. We'll never need that again. And let's leave. So now what we need to do is get some power into the lab area in order to get an elevator working. This zombie over here you're going to want to kill. He's very easy to decapitate with the shotgun, especially if you're standing on the stairs. But yes, so in any case, there are some new enemies here. I'm pretty sure we haven't encountered these guys earlier. Actually, we did encounter them when I was running to use the Mo disc earlier, but yes, these are the new enemies. They are pretty agile, but they actually take a very long time to swing at you. So they're very easy to dodge, even though they jump around a lot. Over here you want to pick up the fuel supply capsule. And we are going to need this in order to power this area. But yes, those things aren't too much of a threat. So the reason that I kill him, again, is because we are making a path through here. Because if we have any sort of opposition throughout this path that we are going to be running through, then we can potentially just drop dead. Because we are going to be filling this fuel canister with nitrogen, and if anything attacks us while we have the nitrogen, we will explode. So yes, that's why I wanted you guys to decapitate the zombie that was through there, decapitate the other zombie that was near the stairs, and kill that one enemy with the magnum. You can kill him with any weapon that you wish, but I decided to go with the magnum because it's fast and easy. And yeah. So there is a zombie in this room. Again, you are going to want to kill it. Do not let it live. And, yes. So again, use a defensive item here. I actually think this defense item kills the zombie. Let me see. Yep, it did. I was pretty surprised by that. I was kind of angry that he actually grabbed me there too. But because they're the weaker zombies, that's why they're all nude and stuff. But there is another passcode device here that you can use the Mo disc on. And we have 2 out of the 3 switches completely lit. So we just need 1 more. Now that we've done that, we will be filling this thing with nitrogen, this supply capsule. So let's open this up and place the capsule in and refuel it. So this is a very interesting section that they added to this version of Resident Evil. because even running can cause a fatal explosion. So what you want to do here is actually walk. You can actually walk 4 steps, run 2 steps, walk 4 steps, run 2 steps. However, I was being particularly careful here because I did not want to die. And this little section always kind of stresses me out. Again, this is exactly why you want to kill all the enemies in this area. At least along the path that we're going through, because it would be no good. Yeah, I think even if they grab you, it will explode and kill you. So, yeah, that is just not cool at all. But yeah, this is something that was not in the original version of Resident Evil. So I really enjoy this. It's pretty stressful, honestly. Like, even though I'm pretty confident with the way that I do it, I still get a little antsy about doing this and carrying this capsule. But yeah, again, if you want to just walk 4 steps, run 2 steps, walk 4 steps, run 2 steps, and rinse repeat. If you're doing a speed run, that's essentially what you have to do. So yes, I don't know, pretty tense section in my view, honestly. Especially if you had enemies here. I think if you fire your weapons while you have this, you will explode as well. So yeah, you don't want to be holding anything. Just walk and drop it there, and we are good. So now we will be going to use the final mode disc, and we will also be powering the elevator. Or turning on the generator that powers the elevator. I'm not too sure, I don't remember. Alright, so here is the final passcode device. Let's use this final mode disc. And there we go. All 3 are ready to go and ready to be unlocked. So now we can get into that door when we need to. And as you can see, their attack animations are quite long, so not too bad at all. And they're pretty stupid in all honesty. They're fast but very stupid. So in this room, you are just going to want to run and hit the switch in the middle here. So yes, let's start it up. Powers everything, and let's leave now. Again, this guy is just running the complete opposite direction from where I am, but pretty fortunate for me, indeed. I enjoy that. So he tried to swing at me. Again, very, very long attack animations, so there's not much to worry about with these guys. So right now we are making our way to the elevator. The elevator was actually in the area with the zombie that I decapitated near the stairs that lead to this specific area. If you notice, there was a second zombie in the back. However, when you power the elevator again, the zombie will disappear. So that is why you don't need to, bother killing that zombie or anything. You're going to want to hit the control switch on the right side in order to activate this. And once we do this, Barry will show up, actually, which is quite nice. Barry has showed up to help us. So yes, we are in endgame. We are in endgame, folks. Yes, indeed. This is almost done. I always love these sections, these lab sections. So you are going to want to equip the grenade launcher with incendiary ammo, because we will be fighting a boss very, very soon. Should be pretty good. Alright, let's skip that. And yes, here we go. The Tyrant. So this version of the Tyrant isn't too bad. He doesn't run at you or anything. He walks very slowly. So what you're going to want to do is just lure him through these areas, turn around, take a shot at him, then run. Just rinse, repeat until he's dead. But again, you have to manually aim, and I completely missed that shot, which I was pretty annoyed about. But it will take 6 grenade launcher shots to kill him. If you miss some of your shots, just use your shotgun instead. Do not use your magnum here. You want to save your magnum for the final boss fight of the game. So I think that was the last of my grenade shots, so I ended up using the shotgun, and there he goes. Not too bad of a boss fight here, pretty easy. It's very easy when you have auto aim, but It's not too bad when you don't. And I like the way I pushed his body toward Barry. But yes, Barry was knocked out by the monster earlier, but in any case, he's good now, so that's nice. So right now, we need to unlock the door of this area in order to get out of here. So let's hit the lock switch, and there we go. Now we can leave. But again, not too bad of a boss fight at all, even without auto-aim. I really love the design of the Tyrant, though. Very, very cool stuff. Yeah, the original Resident Evil series had very, very good monster designs. I mean, Resident Evil 6 still had some pretty good designs too, but I don't know, some of the stuff was just a little bit weird as well. It had some cool ideas, but yeah. I don't want to harp on Resident Evil 6. So, in any case, now we are going to be saving the optional character. Well, not really optional, because it is canon that everyone was saved in the game series in this incident. So, yeah, in any case, let us run through here, run back into this room over here. In the original version of the Resident Evil game, like, when this destruction sequence activated, those monsters, those really weird agile monsters actually started spawning in these areas, which was pretty interesting. Excuse me. So we want to pull all the levers here, and once we do that, we will unlock the door. God, I love the like end sequences of Resident Evil games. Always so stressful and awesome and exciting. Something that Resident Evil 6 lacked. Once again, okay, I'll stop talking about that. I guess they kind of did it with Jake and Sherry, but I don't know, it wasn't as cool. In any case, let's unlock this door, and we will be saving the other character, who is Chris Redfield, of course.
Jill!
Chris, you're okay.
Glad to see you are too. Anything on Wesker?
We'll talk later.
Okay, so now that Chris is saved, we want to actually go back into the room that he was locked up in, because there are grenade launcher rounds in here. There are incendiary grenade launcher rounds, actually, to be more specific. So, yes, there they are, and I kept clicking on the friggin' camera right here, accidentally trying to pick up the grenade launcher rounds, but yes, we are going to need these for the final boss as well. So if you want, you could combine them right now, or you can wait, whatever works for you. I decided to combine them right now. So now we are going to be running back upstairs to the item box that we left our shotgun ammo in, and once we run through there, one of the zombies will turn Crimson Head and yeah, chase us, but we should be good. We should be good. Again, this is endgame. I love this stuff. I know what happens at the end of like all of the classic Resident Evil games. I don't know, this is not something that gets old for me. I really enjoy like the self-destruct sequence stuff. You're just like, you know, hightailing it out of these areas, and you only have a certain amount of time to kill the final boss, and yeah, I don't know, it's really cool. I really love this. But yeah, so let's go through here. I actually, did I get grabbed by one of the zombies? I'm not sure. I think I did get grabbed by one of the zombies here while the Crimson Head was getting up, so I was kind of afraid that I would get damaged by him, but ended up being okay. So here comes the Crimson Head zombie. He's coming at me, but he's too slow. He's too slow for Jill Valentine here. So right now, if you'd like, you can save the game. Most people probably won't need to save the game at this point because the final boss isn't too bad if you're not doing no damage. Yeah, so pick up your shotgun ammo. You can, you know, either use the ink ribbon or just drop it in there, whatever you need to do. And we need to go back up the stairs here because the doors will be unlocked now that the self-destruction sequence has been activated. So let's go in here. And let's finally escape this godforsaken mansion. Slash lab, slash guardhouse, slash underground catacomb crazy thing. I love this game. I don't know. Has so much stuff. It's so cool. Okay, so now we want to pick up the fuse unit. As you can see, I didn't even bother putting the ink ribbon away because I have more than enough space. I also equipped the Magnum, as you saw. You definitely want to do that because, yes, we will be fighting the final boss, and you don't want to waste time just selecting your Magnum. So just have it equipped now, and here we go. The final rush. The final rush. Let's keep calm here. I love this little quiet moment here before the final boss, too. I think that was a nice touch on the developer's part. It's just really good. Gives you some time to reflect on your journey thus far. Okay, so now let's pick up these signal rockets. Let us use them. And here we go, the final boss battle. So now the Tyrant is super pissed off that we knocked him out earlier. So we are going to be giving him everything that we have. So firstly, start with the shotgun, or not the shotgun, the Magnum. While he focuses on Barry, he usually focuses on Barry for quite a bit of time, so you can get a lot of shots in on him. However, when he starts getting pretty close like that, you're going to want to run away. When he runs at you, I suggest running in arcs or in circular motions because it really helps with dodging his swipe attack. So once you've hit him a certain amount of times, Brad will drop a rocket launcher into this area. However, make sure the monster actually attacked you before trying to pick up the rocket launcher, because if you try to pick it up while he's still walking around, he may very well, you know, swing at you when you get back up, and that will cause you to be damaged. So yeah, right here, I was just testing that out. Don't worry, that was just a test to make sure the rocket launcher worked. So you're going to want to shoot the monster with the rocket launcher. He will deflect the first shot, always on this difficulty. However, he will never deflect the second shot. And that is the end of the boss battle. And yes, that is the end of Resident Evil. So yeah, that is the best ending as well. So we have Chris, we have Barry, we have Jill. Everyone survived. The mansion exploded at the very end, and yeah, awesome. So I was just showing that just to show that I got the best ending. I obviously did, because Chris wouldn't have been there if that weren't the case. So here we go. Took me 2 hours and 33 minutes. 11 ink ribbons used, no health items used, 100 ammunition used, and 50 creatures destroyed by me. So I hope that you all enjoyed this. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time. And if you'd like, be sure to check out my Resident Evil series overview called Resident Evil and Degeneration, which is linked right here, right now. So if you're interested in my thoughts on the series, be sure to check that out, and I will see you all in Chris's walkthrough.